thank you so much for doing this interview with me here in Toronto on this cold day. Look, before we had a chance to, really meet and whatever, we were talking, I should say, I heard before, you were doing a photo shoot yesterday in this cold in Toronto?
Yes, I was. Me and my photographer, we went out and we just did a little mini photo shoot, and we were like, you know what, let's just do it for the gram. It's worth it. We'll get the picture and we'll get our coats back on after.
Okay, understand. I think it was minus 14 wind chill yesterday, and you're just out there like it's a summer day.
Yeah, I just, you know what, I had my eyes open, but in my head I was like, okay, I'm on a beach, everything's good, I'm warm, I'm toasty, let's get this picture.
You are brave, but more importantly, you're extremely talented. Congratulations on the new single. And again, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. How does it feel being on the cusp of being one of the new generation of artists who are really taking this country's music to another level?
I think that, where artists are right now, it's really in the hands of the independent artist. And I'm really grateful for that because, I'm not a signed artist, but yet I have the single release, I have an interview with you, and it's kind of up to the audience now. So it feels really great to be out here and doing my own thing and finally putting out my first single.
Well, we're going to talk about the single, but I want to get into the career because there are so many things that you have done. You've traveled in the United States. Where did the love of music all begin? Because when most people get a chance to see pictures of you, there's a guitar in your hand, there's a microphone, and the voice, wow.
Yeah, for me, I've always loved to sing, and I've always loved to write. And when I was around 15, 16, I picked up the guitar, and that's when everything kind of came together. I knew that I had something to say, and the guitar was kind of my way of being like, okay, how do I want to say it? So for me, that's kind of where it all started. But music has always been a big thing in my household, just listening to different genres, different artists. And I think, I was able to kind of pick up from different artists that I really connected to. And then I somehow implemented that into what I wanted to say into my music.
Who were you connecting to? I'm just curious.
My top two people, always Keith Urban and Taylor Swift. Keith Urban really inspired me to pick up the guitar. And again, like I said, that's kind of where it all came together, and Taylor's lyrics just have always spoken to me, and her ability to kind of reach people on a bigger level, musically and lyrically, is what I've always connected to with her.
Now, I'm curious though, because when you talk about lyrics are very important. Were you writing poetry before that or anything? Were you just sort of writing things down in a book kind of thing?
Well, for me, I studied film and broadcasting, so for me, stories always kind of came to mind, and as I got older, got more into writing screenplays and things like that. But definitely poetry, growing up in school, you always have to write poems and stuff for different books you read and different reflection pieces. So for me, that's kind of where it all came together, more through school, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, you went to Seneca, right?
Centennial.
Centennial,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Centennial, the Story Arts campus.
Was there a point in where maybe you're thinking, do I want to do music? Do I want to do film?
I definitely knew around high school that I wanted to do music, but I also knew that I had an interest in television and film as well. But when I got into Centennial, I realized that my music career and studying film and broadcasting, it really went hand in hand. Like where the artist is, like I said, the independent artist today, you kind of have to have your own vision and understanding, obviously, quality in what you're doing. And I think studying film really, for me, gave to my artist career. So.
Well, you're talking about writing things and stories. What kind of stories did you want to tell and telling right now?
Well, in film, for me, it was more just real life things that I would experience and maybe putting that into something that maybe didn't happen to me, but still pulling from real life experiences. And that's what my music is all about as well. I think that's the cool thing about songwriting is you can take something personal and then build from that and create a story from that and also pull from maybe people that things that other people have gone to, and then just kind of merge it all together. But always stemming from a personal experience, for sure.
Now, you did just challenge yourself on stage. You challenged yourself on different competitions. Yeah. You've been through a lot of competitions.
A lot.
I don't know if you can give us the full list, but give us some of the competitions that you've been involved with and done extremely well in.
Yeah, definitely local things. York Regional Police, they've had a few competitions that I've been a part of, and won as well, Durham's Got Talent, which was, again, a smaller thing. But on a bigger scale, the I Mesta Festa, I've placed second place this year, actually, with this single, Priceless. And then my biggest competition that I was a part of was Honey Jam. I ended up being one of the 15 artists that are chosen. That was in 2017. And then I ended up winning the whole thing, and I got to fly to Barbados to perform, which was cool.
When did you hear about Honey Jam, and did you realize the legacy behind this with so many great artists who have gone international Grammy nominees, Grammy winners, Juno winners?
I had heard of it in 2016, and someone said Honey Jam, and I was like, honey what? Like, what? And then I Googled it, and I went on the website, and everything looked really legit. But in 2016, I didn't feel ready. And then the next year, I felt a lot more prepared, and I was like, okay, let's do this. So 2017, I went out. I had no idea what it was going to be, how big it was going to be. I thought maybe like 20 people would show up, but there were like a good 100 people there to audition. It was huge. They had Director X there, Vivian Barkley, who's in publishing, and then Ebony Rowe, who started the whole thing. So I had no idea how big it was, but it was definitely a really big step for me, a big learning curve, a great performance opportunity. We get to perform at the Mod Club, which was great. And then you also get to meet other artists, which can stem off from like collaboration and just learning from others. So.
Now, you've gone down to the States too, right?
Yeah, I've been to LA a few times, and Atlanta as well.
What has all of this, how did this accumulate to your new single, Priceless? How did this all lead up to this?
Right, so we recorded the single in Atlanta, Georgia, and something about just traveling and being immersed in a new environment can kind of really inspire you musically. So for me, going down to Atlanta and working with Harv, who's the producer for this song, and he's amazing, super creative, like open-minded. For me, it was just kind of a brand new opportunity and a new way of writing. I'm so used to writing on guitar, whereas this was more just going in the studio with nothing and starting from scratch. So for me, it was just, being in a new environment for me just inspires, I don't know, something in me creatively.
What is Priceless about?
Priceless for me, I mean, there's a lot of different things within the song, but for me, I really wrote it about exploring the idea of not knowing a good thing until it's gone. And I think everyone...
Did you feel that wave there? Sorry to interrupt you, but I think there is every person on the planet that knows what Priceless definitely then is about.
That is something I think everyone has gone through. I wrote this song from a point of view from a loss, and I think, again, not knowing a good thing till it's gone. When it's gone, it hits you as to how important it is or was. And I think, not having any words to describe how you feel about that thing or that person, no amount of money, nothing could describe how you felt. Because whatever it is simply priceless. And that's where the song kind of came about.
You have a single. Is there going to be other songs following for an EP or an album?
Definitely new music. I actually have a couple songs already recorded, ready to go in the vault. So that's New Music 2019. People can have an eye out for a visual for Priceless. Film background, I had to shoot a music video for it, so people can definitely look out for that. And definitely an EP 2019, and I've always dreamed of touring as well, so that's something fingers crossed, hopefully can happen in 2019 as well. Big dreams.
So to follow you on all of this that's going on, social media is the thing to go to, so where do we go to follow you?
You can check out my website, jennabennettmusic.com, or you can follow me on all the good old socials at I am Jenna Bennett. That's N-T.
Before we go, because you are getting into that role as a role model for younger folks who are hoping to follow in your path, what advice can you give them, not just getting into this business, but whatever they want to do and following their dreams? What advice can you give them?
I think something that every artist I've ever watched their interview, the number one thing, be yourself. Be true to who you are. Don't try to copy anyone else. Don't try to be unique or don't try to put on. Just being yourself is enough. That is what makes you different from everyone else. And I think that's what an audience is drawn to. They don't want to see the same thing over and over again. I think when someone sticks out and they're just being themselves, I think that's what everyone wants, so they kind of gravitate when people are doing that. So as an artist, just be yourself and give yourself time. I don't think everything can happen just overnight. Take a couple years to figure out who you are, what you want to say, how you want to say it, working with different people, creating with different people, and I think that will all merge into finally being who you are as an artist. Yeah.
Congratulations on Priceless. Looking forward to everything you're going to do with the rest of 2018 and 2019.
Thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to interview me. This was great.